How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a live stream post episode 26. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope everyone's having a good day, good night. Ryan, I see you out there. How is it going from England? Again, this is like the third or fourth live stream in a row, and I am just impressed that it's like 2:30 in the morning and that you're out there listening. I really appreciate it. Crimea River, how are you doing tonight? Oh man, it has been one heck of a day. Mostly of my own doing. It has been just been thinking a lot about Farming Simulator today, and just really just kind of spinning my wheels. So yeah, just really been excited to do this live stream, to get a lot of stuff that needs to be done in the background. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna just give it a few more minutes to see if anybody else comes in, kind of get this stream going. Crimea River, you're doing good. I'm glad to hear it. And I just noticed you just got your new badge. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. That's that new membership badge you got there. I think that's the John Deere, if I'm not mistaken, the little John Deere. And Ryan, you're doing good too. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear it. And if there's anybody else out there, go ahead and give yourself a shout out in the chat. Let me know that you're out there. Like I said, we're going to wait about 1 or 2 more minutes just to see if anybody else comes in, and we'll go ahead and get started with this, with the live stream here. Yep, so that means that you're officially out of the new membership phase, and now you're into the month number 2 of the membership. So that means that you got the upgraded badge. Now you have oh, you know, I'd have to look it up just to be certain, but which I can do here. At least I thought I could. Yeah, I'll have to look it up after the stream. Yeah, it's the little John Deere that is there. So looks good. Looks real good. I'm happy about that. Give us 1 more minute before we get into things. So did either of you do anything special today? Alright, you know what? It is just relaxing. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I like me a good day of relaxation. I don't get them too often nowadays. Oh, goodness. So let me go ahead and start out this live stream by giving a shout out to all my tier 2s. That's you, Crimea River. Thank you again so much for your generosity and being a member to the channel, being a BDD farmhand. Again, I want to thank you again for the super sticker that you sent out in the last chat, and it was actually that that sticker that put me over the limit that I was looking for to upgrade my equipment. I had put in an order, and I hope that it shows up tomorrow. Like I had said, that I am reinvesting into the channel, trying to get things bigger, better, and just all around top notch, you know. So thank you again so much. Like I said, it should show up tomorrow, and I hope to be able to use it in the next episode. Now, It's a upgraded microphone with the boom stand and everything that goes along with it. So I'm hoping that with barring any unforeseen circumstances, be able to get it all set up, tested, make sure all the bugs are worked out of it. So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. I'm really excited and can't wait for it to show up. So far, it's tracking to be here tomorrow. So fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. Let's see, Ryan. As USA Women's kicked out of the World Cup, England's still in. Hey, you know what? It's you know what? I won't say it. I won't say it. But it is certainly one of the not the worst things in the world for the U.S. women's to be out of there. That's about as far as I'll go with that one. But all right, so what do we got going on here today? Well, right now I need to go and rake out the cow barn and the pig barn. They have a bunch of manure in them, so I'm going to go ahead and hook up to my bucket that's over in the next to the silage clamp over there, and I'm going to go ahead and rake those out because it just needs to be raked out every once in a while. And like I said I think it was the previous live stream, I thought that oh dear, I was paying more attention to the implement I was switching to. I thought that it only held 5,000 liters. Nope, wrong one. There we go. But it had gotten over 5,000 at some point here at the cow barn, and I'm not quite sure why it did that. But I had sworn up into a certain point that it only held 5,000 liters. Now maybe you know what, this is something that just kind of thought about, is that maybe now that I've gotten more cows through the breeding process, that maybe it's allotting for more manure in the storage. I don't see that being the case or why it would happen like that, but weirder things have happened, I guess. Yeah, first we're going to start over at the pigs, because hopefully one bucket load over there will be sufficient. I won't have to make multiple trips, fingers crossed. But I'll have at least 1 or 2 bucket loads of manure at the cow barn. Like I said, I just want to kind of keep it to where it's not going to fill up and not leave me any room. But you can see the pigs are actually doing really good, actually, while I'm thinking of it. Because they have reproduced as well. Okay. So I've got 2 in puberty and I've got 1 in reproduction age. So I think what's going to happen is, now that I've got these pigs here, they're 15 months old, and they can be sold for, well, at this screen, $785. But if I take them over to the animal dealer, I get more money for them. At least I think that's the case. But once, it looks like these ones will be in reproductive age next. As soon as they are in reproductive age and reproduce, then I will sell off this lot and start making some money from the pigs. So we'll kind of get into this cycle of breeding, selling, so we have all that capital coming in as well. You know what? Let's go. In this direction. There we go. Oh no. Well, I guess we're gonna have just a little bit extra left here. That's alright though. We'll go ahead and close the door. Alright, so I wanted to talk about the maps. We're getting ready to start thinking about putting a bow on this specific series. And when I saw the map that released yesterday by Zero Ito, the Frontier map, I was genuinely, genuinely excited. Whoa, I must be adjusting this in the wrong direction. There we go. I was genuinely excited just by seeing the description and by the pictures that were on the mod hub. I was so excited, and then I got into the actual game itself before I did the map tour. And doing the tour, before the tour, like getting familiar with the map, I was just really, really stoked about how that map looked and all the various possibilities. But I knew before I'd gotten even by the before I even loaded into the map, be honest, I knew there was going to be that whole issue with the music on the map itself. And oh dear, did not want to stop. Oh, hey, no, that shouldn't be happening. But there we go. Let's see, 34,000. So I knew that was going to be an issue right from the start, but I was willing to even consider going onto that map and kind of doing what you had mentioned there, Crime River, where I would try and figure out a way to mute the mic or mute the volume input coming from the streaming device, the recording device. Figure out how to mute that while at the same time being able to capture my audio from my talking, if that was ever the case where I had to be up at the shop and whatnot. And then I started going around doing the kind of pre-tour tour, and that's when I realized that it's not just localized at the shop on that map. It is randomly placed around several buildings all over the map. And it was at that point when I just made the decision that this was not going to be a thing. I would not be able to do a series on that specific map, because even if I were to figure out a way how to mute the audio coming from the game itself, it would be at such random times. I could just be driving past it, and with YouTube being the way that YouTube is, and they have to be, I don't necessarily fault them for it for the most part. It was one of those where I just decided I can't do it. I would love to do it. I absolutely adore Zero Ito's maps. Maps like the Black River, the Green Valley. Like the Green Valley, that would be one I would really love to do. But again, it's that whole copyrighted music thing that's a huge issue. And being such a small channel, I can't afford to make a silly mistake like accidentally streaming or accidentally producing something with copywritten music or anything like that, because it would just be an absolute crippling effect to the channel. So it's one of those that really bums me out. It really disappoints me because of just how much I like those maps and like the product that Zero Ito puts out there. And I'll be honest with you, I can't think of a single map that I don't like from Zero Ito. There's from the very beginning, what was it? I think it was the farm countryside. I think was the first that was put out by Zero Ito on FS22. I could be wrong about the title of that map, but then there was other ones that they placed, like Westbridge Hills, and even the Westbridge Hills version I think was far superior to the other one that was placed out there, simply because of all the additional detail, how everything was just kind of laid out and just brought into the FS22 world. I was just so blown away especially by that map. that it made me really want to, like, do one of those maps in the future, and not necessarily like a Westbridge Hills, where that one doesn't have the copyrighted music in it, at least as far as I've seen up until this point. um, but it's one of those where it just really bothers me that there's that one component that is out there that I'm not able to do. I'm not able to touch it, and it's just, I think, really sad, especially that Frontier map. It is just an absolute gold mine when it comes to recordable content, doing what I'm doing here on YouTube. I could come up with such amazing storylines, um, and just kind of let it, this whole series just kind of roll out from there. And having the ability to go outside the walls and pick up sand, staying inside the walls and picking up dirt. Um, I mean, you could literally start as a dirt farmer or something like that. You could start as a nomad from outside the walls, because over by the oasis, there's a tent over there that I'd missed completely um, when I was doing the tour. I completely missed that there was a tent that would allow you to have a sleep trigger right there. Before I keep going on this rant, I've got a few contracts. They're all hay contracts. They're all mowing, for 888 and 89. I specifically picked these ones because they're all right here. So very little in the way of having to move around from field to field. But anyways, back to the rant. Put that down. Lower that. Nope. There we go. So anyways, it just incredibly disappoints me that there's nothing that I can do about that in this regard, because like I said, it's one of those where the music, and for anyone who's seen my map tour originally, um, like when I discovered those areas where there was actually music playing, I started to just talk over it and just make random noises. I probably sound like a huge goof when I did it, but it's one of those that I take that potential issue extremely serious, because like I said, being so small, I don't have the same protections and leeways that some of the bigger channels have. So if I get a copyright strike, then I basically, it's not necessarily a one and done, but I do have harsher penalties than, say, a Mr. Sealy P, potentially a Markiplier, and even Mr. Sealy P. You saw him in his map tour. I watched it briefly this afternoon. Even he was sitting there, you know, like doing pretty much the same thing I was doing, talking louder over the music, and was sitting there and actually like making noises and doing whatever he could. It's a legitimate concern, for somebody in our position to be able to, if we get one of those strikes, then that's, a huge crusher. Especially, I think the copyright strike, your first punishment is unable to stream, unable to monetize, maybe. Like it's a big deal. Like it's a huge problem. And yeah, it just makes it to where, something that Zero Eight puts so much time and effort into, and that I would love to be able to pay homage to. I would love to be able to just show the potential strength and the what I'm trying to think of how I want to word it. The creativity that map could bring forth. Like I said, there's just so many things that could be done with that, just story wise. Like I said, you can start as somebody from inside the wall and just kind of the city is getting so large and so expansive that people can't feed themselves. So you're having to figure out, new and unique methods in, being able to produce product. You can start as a nomad and, be on the outskirts, and then, being around the oasis, kind of build up your supplies from there, and it'd be incredibly difficult. So I mean, you can make it as easy or as difficult, however you want. And just that kind of let's play, I was just, as soon as I got in, I was sitting there thinking, oh man, just all the different kind of, you know the different kind of material that could be created with this map is just next level stuff. And yeah, it's that's something that's been bugging me all day. And Crimea River, I kind of talked to you about it just a little bit, and just how, I would love to be able to do something with it, because as soon as I saw it, I wanted it to be the next one, the next, let's play series. But I had that feeling that it wasn't gonna be. Mark, how's it going? Glad you're able to join the stream. Hope things are going good for you. Oh, and getting that access to the Wiggle Bottom trailer, or a tractor, I see. Very nice indeed. Mark there is one of the newest BDD farm hands. Thank you again, Mark, for joining. So no, like I was saying though, I'm just disappointed. It was almost the dad in me came out. It's like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, kind of thing. And that's what I feel like is going on right now. Oh! Help if I turn on the equipment, huh? There we go. Let's see, Crimea River. Maybe Zero Ito will hear what everyone is saying and take that music out. Part of me wishes that they would. Like, and I'll be honest with you, it's a very selfish part of me. It's incredibly selfish to think like that. But because it would just be the reason I say it's selfish is because, for my own selfish purposes, my own reasoning, do I want them to take it out so I could, make the let's play and create the content and, make something that's very entertaining, but then I would fear that it would detract from those people who aren't in my situation, who would, lose out on that kind of layer deeper from, the map itself. So it's just one of those, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking, too deep about that portion of it, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, one of those that I would hate for something I was saying to detract from other people's experiences, because not everybody is in the situation that I'm in, that just wants to go out there and make, cool content. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely, in the background if I get any extra time, which, here lately is, again, like I said, not that much. I would definitely, start, just a game up in the background just so I could, be able to play on that and just do whatever. That would be, that's definitely in the cards. It's just, do I and will I have the time to be able to dedicate to, something that isn't, a let's play series, isn't map tours, isn't updates, bloopers, all that stuff, or shorts, all that stuff. So, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love what I'm doing. I've said this many times on many different streams. I love doing this channel, creating the content, entertaining people. This has been so much fun, doing this and hanging out with everybody, hanging out with all the people that are in these live streams. You know, Crimea River, Ryan, Dust Bunny, you know, all the usual characters that show up. You know, it's been a wonderful experience. You know, so it's one of those, can't don't want it to sound like, you know, it's like a chore or anything. It's certainly not. There we go. First field is done. There we go. Let's raise that up. Raise that up as well. So Mark, nice to see that you're joining the live stream. Like I asked, how was your day today? By any chances, Liz watching as well? Just curious. Alright, the next one is right here. Oops, nope. There we go. Pull in just a little bit. Average? Well, that's not the answer I was anticipating. And get a little bit further. Drop down the tether. Fire that up. And there we go. But yeah, I wanted to get on this live stream, one, because there was a lot of, well, not a lot, there's only a few more contracts left that I was able to get going, but there's a lot of things I'd like to do in the next episode, and I'm going to need a little influx of cash. Now, unfortunately, because these are hay contracts, I'm not going to get, you know, a whole ton of money, but I should be able to get enough to be able to kind of set the wheels in motion for episode 27. So I'm looking forward to that, because I think that's going to, you know, make things a little bit easier around the farm and make things less demanding than previous episodes. So I'm looking forward to that. And I know I'm being a little cryptic. That's, you know, not very nice, but it's you know, gotta save the ideas for the episodes. You're learning? Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so right now all we're doing is we're mowing grass and using the little blue and yellow machine behind me called a tedder that is turning the grass over and drying it out, is, you know, as best as the game can simulate. And we are creating hay from the grass. So that's pretty much what we're doing at the moment, is working on some contracts, trying to make some money, and be able to put us in a good spot for episode 27, like I said. There we go. I just realized I'm not there. Now we're starting to cut some of the purple grass. So let's see. Set the cruise control and get this working. I think once I get probably 2 passes around, I'll go ahead and hire a worker, and I'll run over and grab the baler and start baling the other field that I just finished. I tell you what, I do like this new setup here that I've got going, and I'm kicking around the idea of potentially changing up the rear tedder, but I'm not 100% certain yet. I haven't sold myself on that prospect. Maybe I'll do a bit of testing in the background and seeing what kind of other options there are. Because, like I said, I know there's the option to use the elhoe uh, tedder, which will keep the swath kind of compacted and tight, like you see behind the actual mower itself. But the problem is, and run into the same exact issue I was running into with the previous tedder, is it will miss a large chunk of the swath when I go into a turn. That was the whole reason I wanted to get this. So I went looking on the mod hub and I found a couple of other tedders that work very similar to this one here. Now this one is significantly cheaper than the other well, I shouldn't say significantly. It's not that much more expensive. Um, but the problem that I run into with this is that the worker doesn't necessarily want to work as efficiently as possible. I think I showed in the last episode, I could be wrong, but essentially what they were doing is they were coming about halfway over, and the entire uh, deck. So you've got the two decks in the left and the right kind of wings of the tractor, or wings of the mower, and then you got the front deck that cut the middle. And one deck, when they made the turns and going in one direction or another, was completely useless. It was just going over already cut grass. So the worker wasn't working as efficiently as they should be, and I believe it's because of the tedder that's on the back of this. Now, I could be wrong about that. I could, potentially upgrade to the different tedder, and it completely do what I'm not expecting it to. It would do the same exact things it's doing now. I don't know. And I could even potentially, instead of getting a new tedder, that's not a bad idea either, is maybe get the 3-point link mount again. And with the 3-point link mount, I could potentially hook directly to that, and maybe that'll solve the issue. I don't know. Maybe after we're done mowing this, we'll stop up at the shop and give that a test. A small purchase like the detachable 3-point link is something I could get away with on a live stream, but I don't necessarily want to make any big purchases or gains outside of financial on live streams. This is really just kind of the busy work that would have happened in the background without the live streams. Let's see, so go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna finish the last pass, the last headland here, and then we'll turn them loose. Oop, it looks like I missed some grass there. That was actually probably from a previous contract or something. We'll just... There we go. Let's see. So I could go in this direction. Let's see, trying to think. Probably head north and south. That'd probably be the best way to get the worker going. KJ Wiggums, how's it going? You having a good day so far? Glad you're able to join us. Alright, so yeah, like I said, I'll go ahead and just set the worker off going kind of north to south, and at that point we can run back over to the Steiger. The whole wiggle bottom tractor that I've got tucked away over at field 8. That one will be able to get to baling on there, and we'll be able to kind of stagger our work and stagger our fields. So let's go here. Oh, I guess oh, Go on, drop down. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I don't know why I didn't want to pick up the grass or pick up that there was work right there, but there we go. Now we've got a worker. Drop down the tedder. Perfect. Let's see if it makes that issue again to where it only gets half of the product or half of the decks. Not bad, just checking out some streams. Well, hey, I appreciate you stopping in, checking out this one. There we go. So yeah, you can see like how it's leaving a bit left. Oh, and it's not picking up all the swath either. Ay, ay, ay. That is a disappointment. Oh, hey. Again, it helps when you turn on the equipment. Pro tip, everyone. Make sure your equipment's turned on. Pro tip from somebody who is not a pro. Alright, well, you know what? That's alright. We'll go ahead and let them do their thing, and hopefully they do a halfway decent job. Alright, so the Steiger and the Wiggle Bottom Tractor, as it is affectionately known here on the channel, as Mark so kindly pointed out with the emoji from earlier. Let's see, unfold, lower, pick up. Let's go. Alright, so from here we're just going to go ahead and bail up the outer perimeter there, so that way I have a little bit of headway and a little bit of space when I put out the windrower. I'm hopefully not going to get hung up on any of these trees or any of the, you know, stuff on the other side of the field as well. So I just kind of make one quick pass and kind of go from there. I'm going to ride a bit close to these bushes here because quite likely there's a bunch of material that's hiding in them. Let's see. Did you see BSM is coming out with Campaign of France? I'm sorry, BSM, what's, I'm not sure what that is. Campaign of France. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this down. But no, like I was mentioning earlier, I'm getting to the point with this series where I've got to start considering moving on to another map. Oh, Black Sheep modding. Okay, okay, sorry, I didn't understand the BSM. That's what threw me off. No, I didn't see they were putting out one for France. Do they have any details about it just yet, or is it still kind of in like the pre-planning? I need to get better about watching creators like DJ Goham with the Farm Sim News. He does an amazing job of putting out, you know, the kind of big topics of the day. I've got to get some time in the day to be able to consume that, so I'm kind of more in the know of the things that are happening behind the scenes. Oh, they had it. Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. Okay, yeah, if it's the one I think it is, I'm definitely going to have to check that out when that comes out, because, well, if it's not already obvious, I do like Black Sheep modding and their maps, so um, one of those I'll definitely have to check it out, and we'll likely do a tour on when it comes out. But no, like I was saying, this series is, it's still several episodes away. There's still things that need to be done, to kind of draw this series out to a close. But I need to start thinking about where to. Oh wow, it's really missing a lot. There's a big bend on the map right there. I'll have to come back through this. Uh, anyways, I've got to start thinking about where to go from here, and I don't know. Does anybody have any suggestions on some maps that might interest them in a Let's Play series? I've got a couple that I'm thinking about in the background, but so far I'm not really married to anything. I'm not really feeling too strongly in one direction or another. So I would be willing to take some suggestions. Because like I said, it's just one of those. With the exception of, like I was mentioning earlier, unfortunately, 080 maps are off the table just because of the copywritten music. I just can't take the risk of doing anything with those. And it's such a shame. I know I keep talking about it and I keep whining about it, and that's really how I feel like I'm doing it right now. Is like I said, I'm just incredibly disappointed with it, because like I said, when the Green Valley first came out, that map really kind of stunned me, and really, like, again, the creative juices were flowing. It was one of the first maps I can recall where I remember seeing a house that was kind of being built in the middle of construction. I was thinking, oh man, that would be so cool to buy that plot of land, start there, and just kind of work my way up, put like a little doormat or something, and that's where where I'm living. I'm building a house and little bitty field that's right there next to the house, and really just kind of build up from there. I thought that would be really cool, and kind of a cool storyline kind of thing. Then I thought, or then I saw Black River and so many other ones. So like I said, I feel a little jaded, a little scorned. When I shouldn't. I really shouldn't feel that way. It's one of those where it is what it is, and it's just a shame. Let's see. Crimea River, can't wait to see BSM's new map. Yeah, same, absolutely. Love Black Sheep modding and their maps. There was the first, it was either the first map to come out on FS22 or one of the first. And why is it not Riverside Farm? Why can't I remember the name of it? So KG Wiggums, on Zero Ito's maps, like I said, I absolutely adore them, and went into kind of a little rant earlier before you hopped in. But long story short, what was the issue with those maps is that there's copywritten music in the maps themselves, and because there's those copywritten music in me doing YouTube, I can't run the risk of streaming or making content where I would potentially run afoul of YouTube's copyright system. especially because some of the songs that I heard, and granted, it wasn't in the latest Frontier map, but I didn't run this test on the Frontier map. Um, I did run a test on, I think it was, oh goodness, I cannot remember what map I was. Anyways, it was another 080 map, and at the shops they play, music on one of the radios. That's there in the shops themselves. And on Frontier, it's exponentially worse because it's all over the map, the music that plays. Um, and I used Shazam to see if it would recognize the music that was playing, and sure enough, it got a hit on the Shazam app. And I'm rather certain that if Shazam, um, being the size and the type of company they are, um, was able to pick up on the copywritten music, then a much larger company like Google, aka YouTube, would be able to do the exact same thing. So, one of those that I just cannot take the risk. There we go. So, let's stop that right there. And it looks like the worker just failed me entirely. So, you know what? We've got to address this. Let's fold this up, fold this up. So I'm going to go and try and get a 3-point mountable link, and that should allow me to hopefully fix this issue. I'm not 100% certain. Let me catch back up before I move on. So KG Wiggums, I try to keep up with all, but there isn't enough time. Yes, 100%. 100%. I totally hear you there. Like I said, between work uh, and trying to do my own YouTube career, and being a father and a husband, there's just not enough time in the day to be able to keep up with all the news. And it just feels like there's so much news going on right now. Like, I was completely unaware of the whole issue with American Falls and Lancey Boy. I had no idea any of that stuff was going on. So when we were on the stream last time and that kind of came up, I was just completely dumbfounded. That something like that was, one, happening, and two, that was potentially affecting for future development. That just really blew me away and saddened me. It really, really saddened me, because that's a titan, in my opinion, of Farming Simulator now, no longer going to create content. That's just crazy to me. Just absolutely nuts. I couldn't believe it. Let's see what else is here. White Farm is on console. I did a map tour of it not too long ago, and that would be a good potential map to move to after this. It's one of those maps that I was really impressed with it, and how it was developed. And the reason being that I was impressed is I'm normally not a small map fan. Now, I've noticed that here lately my tastes have kind of changed towards the type of maps that I like and dislike, and I think a lot of that has to do with doing YouTube, and promoting content. It's one of those that I have to be considerate of the things that are going to present well, and not just entertain me, but entertain a larger audience. So it's one of those that I think that's also helped me kind of grow and kind of round out my tastes a bit. I've also kind of leered away from maps where there's like square fields, where there's more kind of intricacies into the map, to where it's more visually pleasing than just kind of a bare bones basic map. Yeah, and I think that is certainly one of the maps that would qualify. So what I'm doing here is I'm just getting this attachable 3-point link, even though I've got a PTO on the back of, oh, excuse me, I keep hiccuping, a PTO on the back of this, and for this tether in particular, I don't need it, but it should offer me a place to connect as well, and I'm hoping, yep, did I just kick it off to the side? I guess that is the attachment point. It's right there. I don't think I ever noticed that before. It shouldn't affect anything per se. You know, here's hoping. Here, I gotta catch up. White Farm is on console. Wait, what is wrong with the other maps? I already answered that. Old Stream Farms, that's the one I was thinking of. Yes, that was either the first or one of the first that Black Sheep Modding made. Yes, that's a really good map. And certainly one that I would consider doing a Let's Play on. Other ones that I was kicking around, but again, I'm not 100% sold on. Calmsden's Farm. I really like that one. I played that one a lot when I was first starting. Not a Let's Play or anything like that, but when I was first starting to get into FS22, that's kind of one of the first that loaded, and kind of one of the first that really kind of grabbed my attention. I was also thinking about adding in Park. That might be a good one, but what I'm worried about is kind of going too deep into the map repertoire, and you know, I'm sure that there's been, you know, tons of Let's Plays on those ones already, you know, Calmsden's Farm and Ettingham Park, you know, so it's kind of finding that balancing act between, you know, having a map that's newer, but not so new that I potentially run into the problem of having to have a game-changing update or something along those lines, something that doesn't necessarily work. So I want something that's kind of been out for a little while, but not, you know, quote-unquote ancient by, you know, FS22 standards, is probably the best way I can put it. Let's see. I wonder if there is a thing in settings to turn that off. I've never run into copyright from YouTube off any map. Oops. I'm reading and driving. It's not a good thing. But I don't really mess with many maps that play music. I'll be honest with you, Zero Ito is I think the only map maker that I'm aware of that's actually put, you know, actual music into their maps. I can't think of another map that has it besides them, and it's one of those, like I said, it's just I've got to play it safe, and there is a way for me to mute the game volume and keep my headset. I have figured that part out, but the problem is once everything is recorded, I don't have the ability to then parse out the section that is either my audio, whoa, no. Oh, dearie me. Well, oh, wait. No. Yes. Oh, it worked. Oh, goodness. It's the simple things that can bring pleasure. Alright, so let's see here. Let's bring this down. So yeah, it's one of those that while I'm recording, I can edit out, you know, audio that comes directly from the game and leave in just my audio of me talking, but then it's me being able to catch in real time the ability to or it's me having the ability to catch that in real time, which is not going to be able to happen. I won't be able to catch that stuff in real time. There'll always be that kind of lag and delay in my, doing whatever it is I'm doing on the map, and then all of a sudden I realize that there's music playing, and then having to then jump immediately on that button, and then potentially having and running the risk of either being too slow or accidentally clicking a button or adjusting a setting that I'm not intending to adjust or do. So it's one of those that at this point in time, with my level of knowledge for the systems that I use, I just don't think right now it's worth the potential risk. Let's see, let's put this back down, let's turn that off, lift this up. Actually, we can turn that on, but we'll leave that lifted. And now let's see if this helps the worker at all. If this doesn't help, then I think what I'm gonna do is almost be forced into trying a different set of equipment, different tether. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see. Some individuals in the community can be quite toxic. It's so surprising that that's the case. So far, thankfully, I've yet to experience that. I've run into, I think, maybe one nasty, not even nasty, but just kind of, unwarranted comment kind of thing that was just, a person just being mean just to be mean kind of thing. There was no real purpose other than that. And don't get me wrong, I've had people, criticize and, offer, kind of constructive criticism. And constructive criticism I'm more than happy to receive, because I feel like it's something that I can learn and grow from. And I don't think anybody should be afraid of constructive criticism personally. It's one of those that if the person who's going to come to you in good faith and be like, hey, this is something that you could potentially do, for X, Y, and Z to help you out kind of thing, then I'm more than willing to hear it out kind of thing. But, so far I haven't reached that kind of level where, I've had to worry about, a whole swath of, the community, and I guess that's kind of, because I've a smaller channel and whatnot, I don't have to necessarily worry about that. But I could certainly imagine how, a map creator could run into those people far more often, which is sad. It's just really sad because, like I said, that's a titan. Like I said, in my opinion, Lancey Boy has made such amazing maps, and now, they're gonna bring the American Falls to console, which is great, and I'm looking forward to when that happens. But it's one of those that, in the end, at what cost? We're losing out on, any future maps, and there's a ton of maps that Lancey Boy made in FS19 that were amazing for FS19. And there's been a few that they put out here for 22 that have also been really good. And there was so many I was looking forward to, hoping that they would bring back, for 22. Maybe with a 22, update. Yeah, see, check it out. That's that overlap that I was talking about before, where it's missing just half the deck. Is just completely overlapping the field, and I'm pretty certain it's because of that tether on the back. So that's a bummer. I'll have to address that in the next episode then. But at least for the most part, it is picking up and getting to the end of the swath. It just doesn't seem like it's getting all the way on this end. So let's take one more pass here. Boop, there we go. Let's see. KG. Uh, I find it more within the modding side of things. YouTube has really brought many. Sorry, I'm trying to mow and read at the same time, and neither neither are going well. There we go. Oops, wrong button. Let's try this again. I find it more in the modding side of things. YouTube has really brought many, but like you said, one or two individuals. Oh, really? So it's gotten to that point where that's crazy. That's such a shame. It is such a shame. You know, like I said, the whole reason that I made this channel was to create a community, a portion of YouTube where people come together and just enjoy watching, playing, and interacting with the game and myself, and with each other. That's the whole intention behind this channel. And you know, I'm sure that one day I'm going to run into it myself. One day it's going to happen. I have no doubts. But I'll be honest, it'll make me really sad to come to that day, because it's one of those that I want to, you know, just create this awesome space where we all come together, can hang out, and you know, just enjoy, like I said, the gameplay, the stories, the just the camaraderie that can happen in this game. And to think that there's people out there who will just come around just to kind of mess that up, or whether it's through their own selfishness or, you know, inability to just function in a community, you know, will, you know, detract and bring down that for the rest of, you know, the rest of people. See, yeah, okay. So a worker is out of the option at this point, because it's just something about this combination of tedder and mower is just not working properly. So instead of, you know, having to come back over everything over and over again, I'll just do the work myself. Let's see. Let me see what you said there. And that's all you need to stick by. You stick to that, and the community will build and will support you. I've taken months off, and my community was there to support the whole time. When that's amazing. That's, you know, that is incredible to know that, you know, you were able to take such a significant amount of time off, and that, you know, they were, you know, still there to greet you when you came back. That's, you know, that just shows just how strong, you know, the communities that are built can be. And it's an amazing feeling. Like I said, I really do enjoy the community that is being built here. Like I said, I get to see so many regulars, you know, on these live streams and in my comments and all that stuff. It's an amazing feeling to see, you know, just how strong, you know, people can take, you know. And like I said, when I first started this, and I've said this many times in many different streams, you know, I was not expecting to be at this point, you know, forever. I mean, be very, very honest, I wasn't expecting to have over 600 subscribers. You know, last I checked, I was almost up to 660. I wasn't expecting that at all. I just started the YouTube channel because I wanted to produce content that I thought was entertaining, and that I hoped that would bring people together to, you know, enjoy themselves. And that's why I started it. But it has grown into something that I never expected, and I never expected that sense of camaraderie and community to come from this experience, from this channel. I just never realized that it was even an option, and it was a amazing surprise to find people out there. And like I said, I fully expect that at some point I will eventually find those people that just want to bring chaos, that want to bring sorrow to themselves and to the community and whatnot. And when that comes, I will address it accordingly. But it's one of those that I'm grateful that it hasn't happened yet, kind of thing. Or at least it hasn't happened to any significant degree. Like I said, I've had one negative experience where it was just a unnecessary comment, and again, I'm not going to rehash it now because it's over and done. Took what I felt at the time was the high road and just moved on. Didn't ban them, didn't do anything along those lines from the chat, anything along those lines, which I don't know if I have the ability to ban from commenting, but even if I do, it's one of those that I don't feel that it was warranted for that type of comment, but it certainly wasn't constructive. It was, meant to be a personal dig kind of thing, but I'm a big boy. I can, let a lot of things go, especially from some random people on the internet kind of thing. Let's see. Let's see. Especially when the connect to a series. My Pop's Farm has been running for a little over a year, and I get feedback messages on and asks for my version on the map and edits I do, plus the save game lol. See, that's awesome. That's incredible. I didn't really pay attention to how straight this this edge was. Well, I'll have to turn around and. So KG, or KJ, I guess that means that you're on a PC that you're playing on. Is that a right assumption? There we go. Drop down deck. There we go. I tell you what, I absolutely. That's the great thing. I've said this a few times. It's the great thing about this game is it's so relaxing that when you get a job like this, oftentimes with the games, just in general, you get a task and you just want to get it done, so you can move on to the next thing and move on to the next. You want to see that kind of progression, and you naturally want that with this as well. But the great thing about this is that the progression that you do make is very calming, and it allows you to kind of get into a zone where you're able to just kind of relax and just enjoy it. So even though, yes, I want the field to be done, I'm sitting here and able to just kind of decompress from the day, and a lot of that has to do with the live stream too, is being able to get on here and talk to everybody here. Like I said, when it came to the Zero Edo map from earlier today, I was really kind of bent out of shape about that, probably more than what I probably should have been, unfortunately. Oops. Helps when you're on the right implement. There we go. But that's the amazing thing about this, is that you can really just kind of come on and just make as much or as little progress as you want. You can play any kind of style, from the ultra realistic to the ultra goofy. Like, and by ultra goofy I mean just like very unrealistic. So you can play like a super, like, let's say if you're doing forestry, you're going to cut down the tree, you're going to use the log grapples, you're going to, do every little, like if you're going to do wood chips, you're not going to use the wood devourer, you're going to use an actual piece of machinery that's going to actually function the way that it's intended to work and do all this stuff. Like, everything just ultra, you know super by the book kind of thing. But then you got the complete opposite, to where you can do something like DJ Goham, where everything's modded out, everything is to the nth degree of ridiculous, in a good way. I'm not saying that to be mean. To where the pickup the pickup width of his not his windrows, the pickup width of his forage harvesters are just next level, like reaching all the way across the edge of the screen. And he's got mowers that'll go 50 miles an hour, and he's got just all this craziness. And it's such a unique gaming experience, and that it's all because of this game. And like I said, it's an amazing way, especially for me, to be able to come around at the end of the day and just kind of unwind and take a breath and just enjoy it. I just had the subscription pop up. Thank you so much. I missed who it was that subscribed. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let me catch back up. Moved over from Xbox when 22 came out. Oh, that's awesome. I've honestly been kicking around the notion of going to PC, but it's one of those that in my head, I own the game, I own the console, because I play on an Xbox Series X. So it's one of those that I've kind of been wishy-washy. I don't know if I'm going to wait until what is it, like 25, FS25, maybe when that comes out, I'll purchase that on a PC as opposed to console. But I mean, who knows? It's one of those. I know there's so many different things that you can do on a PC and Mac as opposed to like console. The console is really kind of limited as to what you can and can't do, and the sense of realism that is able to be done on consoles. Oh, hey, I forgot to leave that on. I tell you what, I am so shy about where what I am doing to use these triggers. Ever since I had that terrible experience with the baler and losing the baler, it's one thing when a glitch happens, but it's a completely new experience when you have that setup on the other side over there, the Steiger, the windrower, and baler flying through the air with the greatest of ease. When that's just kind of off into orbit doing its own thing, and you jump to it, like when you teleport to the tractor and you're just along for the ride at that point, it makes you very shy about where all your equipment is when you reactivate these things. I learned the hard way on that one. And although I can sit here and kind of giggle and laugh about it now, at the time it really stunk, because I had to repurchase my entire setup for the baler. And I did do an upgrade, which was kind of nice, but at the same time, it's one of those, I lost out on 30 grand worth of baler because I updated. So in the end, it is what it is. I would 100% recommend. It's a completely different game. That's everything that I've seen, and everything that I've experienced based on what I've seen from YouTubers and all that stuff, that is just a whole new level and a whole new plane of existence. And the one thing that I would absolutely love about it is, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but on the PC version of the game, you're not limited to a mod count. Like, what I mean by that is you don't have things like slot counts that you have to worry about. You don't have um, like a dedicated number of mods that you can have, and you don't have a number of mods, but on a console you have a certain amount of megabyte space of storage that you have available. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you have that issue on uh, PC and Mac. You don't have slots. You don't have, um, specifically storage space per se. You do, based on the amount of hard drive space, but it's radically different compared to like Xbox and PlayStation, limiting the game size. Oh dear. There we go. But yeah, Xbox and PlayStation, they limit you based on how much a game is allowed to have on their consoles. And as far as I'm aware, PC and Macs don't do that to you. It's only based on how large your hard drive is and all that stuff. Same thing with slots. Is it's just all dependent on how much like horsepower your PC has. So you can render far more stuff than you can on a Xbox and PlayStation. That's why there's a slot count. Is to prevent you from overloading and exerting the game itself. Oh, and I missed a little pile. Let's get that. There we go. Oh my goodness, I am just making a real hash of this. Correct. My main series I'm playing on has 145. Wow. Oh, holy smokes. Now, see, I could see that being a complete game changer. A complete game changer. Being able to have that many, active mods and whatnot would be just completely insane. And I'm running into the issue now where I'm actually starting to get, space is starting to be a premium on my account. So I've been having to go through and look at and reevaluating all the mods that I have installed on my Xbox to see, okay, do I use this? Is this an active thing that I'm going to use, want to use, or am I going to use it in the very near future? If not, see ya. I've got to get rid of it because it's a premium. It's taking up space, and I can't, especially because of the content that I produce, map tours and map updates. I have to download and install every time there's an update and every time there's a new map, so I can do the tours and I can do the updates. And some of these maps are enormous. Like the Frontier, the perfect example. The map that released yesterday from Zero Edo is almost 750 megabytes. It's huge, absolutely huge. And I mean, I'm sure in console world that's huge, but I would imagine in the world of 4x maps and things like that, and crazy mods that may be pre-installed in the maps, I would imagine that the file sizes on maps for PC would be exponentially larger. That's just my guess, though. And yes, 4x maps, that would be a really cool thing as well. Being able to play on a 4x map. There was that Upper Mississippi River Valley that I think that was a 4x map, and from what I understand, it's a really cool map, but obviously not something that'll ever come to consoles, because it's a 4x map, and they pretty much ruled out, at least as far as I'm aware from Giants, it's pretty much ruled out any 4x maps for console, which is a bummer, but I mean, it is what it is. And the other nice thing is I have separate folders for different series, so I can switch. Oh, really? Switch out mod folders and keep. Oh, now that's cool. That is really cool. Yeah, that would be that would be a game changer. Being able to kind of do that. That, and from what I understand, you have access to like XML files, and that you can kind of change things on the fly. So if you wanted to adjust the top speed, like a DJ Goham does, if you want to adjust the top speed of your tractor to 900 miles an hour, I guess you could, kind of thing. I don't know if it actually lets you get into that level of detail, but I know there's certain things that can be adjusted to, kind of, you know, make things, more or less realistic if you so choose. That, and the fact that you also have things like actual name brand mods, like Ford is a good example. The Ford tractors, they're called Lizard. Lizard is not, from what I understand, is not a thing in the PC version because you don't have to have like the licensing agreements that you have on Xbox and PlayStation. I think that's basically what it boils down to is, Xbox and PlayStation force you into those licensing agreements, and if you don't have those licensing agreements, then you basically don't have access to those specific name brands. I think that's why on PC and Macs you get things like the F-150, as opposed to the Lizard F-150 here on console, or the Ford tractor you have in PC and Mac, but you don't have the Ford, you have the Lizard here. So it's one of those. I don't know, maybe one day, like maybe I'll talk myself into it, but it's also one of those things too where I have a hard time, when I already have the thing to kind of rationalize and justify it to myself to move away from it, I guess is probably the best way that I can put it. To get off my wallet and to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this for the PC, and then, that, and I've kind of made my channel kind of similar to like a Mr. Seeley P, where it's more dedicated to the towards the console players and being able to kind of show them the love, because, and me personally, I do love consoles. I am kind of one of those console guys. Now don't get me wrong, PC and Macs are amazing because there's infinitely more powerful. There's no comparison a PC and Mac to an Xbox or PlayStation. Even though they've made such amazing strides from where they originated from. You talk about the old original Xbox, or the original PlayStation compared to the PS5s and Xbox Series X. Those are light years away from each other. But there's never going to be an Xbox or a PlayStation that will even come close to the top end PCs and Macs. I mean, nowhere, and never. They'll never happen. Because you'll always have that one step ahead. And then you get into things like liquid cooling and things like that, where you can overclock your CPU and GPUs and all that stuff. Like it's just, yeah, you can really get into like some really wicked territories when it comes to PCs, and just the custom PC builds that are available out there nowadays is just light years away from what consoles can touch. Let's see. Upper Mississippi River Valley is a 4X. Okay, that's what I... Whoa, what happened there? There we go. That's what I thought. Again, being a console player, I don't tend to follow the PC and Mac stuff often, but I do know enough probably to get myself into trouble. Let's see. So I play on Westby, Wisconsin 4X. We've added several different crops on, calves, different cattle types, plus the power of power food for cows is realistic. Now, see, yeah, and those are the kind of elements on PC and Mac that really kind of entice me. That really, like, being able to just go that layer deeper without necessarily having the modder to be involved, the map maker or things like that. Um, Being able to have that little next level of control, and then you get the kind of additional perks like the Superman perk or the being able to fill your trailers. It would make map tours and things like that so much more dynamic, and the ability to kind of on the fly be able to do things. It would, like the money cheat that's on PC and Macs. Being able to cheat in a bunch of money instead of having to use a bunch of government subsidy signs, fast forward an hour in game, and doing all that stuff. It would make things a lot easier, but at the same time, again, it's all my own head and the way that I kind of operate. I just have a hard time when I already own the game, I own the console, to then be able to fork over the money and be able to say, like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do all this extra stuff, and then the thing that I already spent the money on is just sitting there collecting dust on top of the $500 console that I spent money on as well. So it's one of those, I just, that's just the way my brain operates. It's I guess waste not, want not is kind of the mantra that I've always grown up and lived by. If I don't give up things very easily, unless it's completely unusable, completely broken or whatnot. Now, if something were to ever happen to like my Xbox to where I wasn't able to play on it anymore, something broke, all that stuff, then yes, more than likely I'd end up jumping over to a PC, just because I have a PC that could potentially handle it. Well, I have a Mac that could handle it, so it's one of those that I'd be able to make the switch very easily if something were to happen on that end. So I'll talk you into it. I don't know, man. You got about 39 years of 39 years of me having to pinch pennies and kind of be being frugal and whatnot to overcome. So I will wish you good luck. I will I will absolutely be open to the conversation, but like I said, you got about 39 years of this kind of way of thinking to overcome. So good luck. I will wish you good luck and Godspeed in your endeavors. But I always forget just how large this field is. It doesn't seem that large, and when you compare it to like 86, it's not that large, but it's not small. I don't know. I don't know why, but I always forget that this field is actually quite a lot, and it's actually rather nice having this set of equipment because I don't lose any speed going up and down the hills. So I'm doing this field exponentially faster than, let's say, when I first started and had the two-wheel drive Massey. When I had that two-wheel drive Massey and I had the mower set up there, actually, no, I didn't even do contracts for that with the Massey, the mowing contracts. I would actually borrow equipment, so what am I talking about? But yeah, even the contracts that they would give you on this, I mean, it would take forever to do because, if I hired a worker going up the hill, I'd go, really slow. I'd have to go, the short distance on the field, going kind of the east-west kind of thing, opposite what I'm doing now, and it would just take forever to do. Let's see. Listen, man, I'm 36. I get it. Uh, but I bet, but I get your side. I'm a father, holy, of 6 with a full touch. Wow. All right. Can we give a salute to KG? Just 6 kids? Holy smokes. Um, I've got one, and don't get me wrong, I love her to death, and she is she is my everything. The but having 5 more on top of her, wow. We're working on number 2, and I've let this be known on the channel before, but she's an IVF baby. We had to go through quite a lot to get her, and we're getting ready to work on number 2 through the same process. And wow, 6 kids. Let me finish reading that, because that just kind of took me off stride. With a full-time job, I've been telling myself for 2 years I was going to upgrade and still talk. Yes, you know what? And what's wild is not only the 39 years that we're working against for me, but like I said, my daughter and my wife are my entire world. So I find it incredibly hard to find and to do things for myself, especially since she was born. I'll sooner go out and spend my money on getting her toys and getting her the needs and the wants that you know. And she's only a year and a half right now, so there's next to nothing that she wants. There's all the needs that are covered. So it's one of those that all the things that she wants are the things that my wife and I want for her, kind of thing. She's got all the toys that she can handle, and all that stuff. And it's funny, she's at the age now where she's more impressed with the boxes that we get with the stuff in them than she is with the stuff that came in the box. Perfect example, we just bought her a car seat, a new car seat, because she's outgrown her old one. So we bought her a new one, and as soon as we got the box, we set the box down on the floor, and she sat there in the box playing in it like it was a cave, and it was one of the cutest things in the world. Just had a ball with her just playing in that thing. So yeah, it's one of those. That's the added dynamic as well. Let's see. Talk myself out because my PC does what I need it to do. And you know what? That's exactly the mentality I'm at now. Is my Xbox does exactly what I need it to do, but I do have a Mac that would be able to, if in a crisis, be able to pick up the slack, kind of thing, and would be a very easy transition. 17, 16, 15, 8, 7, and 6. 4 boys, 2 girls. Oh, again, another salute to you. Holy smokes, that. Good on you. Good on you. So you got 3 within 3 years of each other. Whew. And then you got a pretty big gap there. 15 to 8. 8, 7, and 6. So again, 3 more in a 3-year span. Wow. That is impressive. Let's go ahead and raise that up as well. Wait, did that? Oh, because I'm pushing the wrong button. Haha. All right, so let's get the worker to take this over to 23. Where's 23? 22, 23. There it is. So the worker isn't going to take this to. Actually, they'll probably come in from the north over there. So let's get them to take this about there. All right, which way is it gonna go? All right, I figured that's where they're gonna go. All right, now let's get to baling. There we go. But no, like I was saying, it's certainly tempting to go onto a PC and be able to do all the kind of cool extras that PC players get. Um, like the real dirt mod, the real let's see, real dirt. There's real like the not the straw blowing effect, but the kind of particulates in the air, and that might be part of real dirt. I'm not sure about that. There's also the kind of mud mod that cakes on the side of equipment, the different colors and layers of mud. The mud mod where it makes the deeper mud and things like that you have to trudge through. It almost kind of gives it that snow runner vibe, kind of thing. Like there's so many different things out there that I've seen, as mods have come out and become available, but it's one of those, like I said, it's just really, really difficult to justify. What am I doing? Come on, Steiger. You got 600 horsepower and you're only towing an operating baler. You got this. But I am about half empty on my machine, so that's probably playing a bit of an effect. KG, all right, man. I'm gonna head out. Up at 6 a.m. for work. I'll be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to stop by. If not, no biggie. I'll catch you. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a good night. Yeah, I'll definitely do my best to come and check out your channel, because I have stopped in on occasion and checked out some of like your pre-recorded stuff. In the past, because like I said, unfortunately, like you said, my time is at a premium too, and yeah, I mean, I certainly enjoyed what I've seen, so I definitely want to come and check you out and show you some support too. I really do appreciate you stopping by and hanging out and being a part of the chat. It's I absolutely love it when people stop in and hang out. That's certainly definitely a big bonus of doing the live streams and being able to kind of hang out with the community. But like I said, have yourself a good night, and we'll see you some other time. And I am just wildly passing by everything. I am just making a real mess here. Let's do a little backtracking, because I gotta do a little bit better job than what I'm doing. Oh man. But no, like I was saying earlier, I got a couple of suggestions there. We got the White Farm was a suggestion there. Any other maps that anybody would like to see a Let's Play series on, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Let me know what you think, because like I said, I'm kind of open to suggestions right now. Like I said, I've got a few others, more than what I was just mentioning earlier about Calmsden or Addingham Park. I've got some others I kind of been kicking around and thinking about. So it's I'm just trying to think of some good maps that have been been established for at least a little while, so there's not going to be the potential issue of kind of a clash of updates. Let's see, now we're kind of away from here. Let's drop this down. Then lower it. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, we got this field to finish baling. We got that one over there, and then we've got to start taking all these bales over to the sell point, which is where I don't recall. Of course, they're going to be McFadden Farms. You know, I do love, I absolutely love that the contract system has the kind of adaptation where you can take your products and actually load into sell points that you have added to the map. I absolutely adore that, but I wish that I would have had the foresight to think through my decisions. So when I placed that sell everything sell point inside the barn there, I did it because, oh, you know, that's kind of a cool little place to put it into. I can tuck it away and not have it be out in the middle of the open. And you know, it kind of plays into the decoration of that specific farm area, you know. But I didn't think of, well, what happens if I get baling contracts, or what happens if I get like a bunch of productions products that I want to take over there, and now all of a sudden I don't have the ability to be able to utilize the space properly, or I have to like go through extreme measures to be able to load product into it. So it's one of those, like, it's cool. I'm glad that I did it on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like, oh man, like, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? And I mean, that's kind of, you know, half my gameplay is, oh man, why did I do that? uh, but it is what it is. You gotta, oh, no, 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 don't knock it into the river. Don't do that. Be careful. Well, yeah, I kind of figured that they were going to have some issues with the pickup. There's only so much flex that this particular pickup has, this windrower has, and once you kind of reach beyond that limit, it just nopes out and doesn't let you do anything after that. So it's kind of a shame, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. When it works like this, like it's doing right now, this thing is just absolutely the tops, in my opinion. There's no better than this windrower, because it allows you to hook up equipment behind it. And I mean, if I wanted to, I could add the attachment to the baler here, and then I could take the trailer and the baler all out at the same time and really kind of do everything in one pass. But I don't know. I think what kind of stopped me is I'm kind of doing a unrealistic gameplay with this. You know, I mean, it's not even kinda. It's flat out unrealistic. There's no baler that would wrap at this speed, or no baler that would dispense at this speed, you know, kind of thing. But it's one of those that it kind of it allows the progression of the series to happen that much faster, to where otherwise I would be making more passes, doing more, you know, like kind of behind the scenes work, which I mean would, you know, kind of be beneficial, because that would mean, you know, potentially more live streams, and but then there would be, you know, the unadded element of less episodics, or at least more downtime between episodics. So that's kind of the bummer of it. I am going to have to repair this tractor and repair just pretty much everything that's here, because now that I'm getting about halfway on my repair bar there, it's really struggling at times. And I think I'm actually losing top end speed. I think before I was at 11 miles an hour, now I'm down to 10. see, I'm gonna run over that bit of grass right there. Oh, it picked it up. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I will count that as a win. Huh. I wonder how I missed that little pile right there. And you figure this baler has only been around for what, 2 in-game months, because that's when I broke the, maybe even 1 in-game month, and it's already made 200 bales at the largest capacity. Like, that's a lot. This tractor here has over 32.6 hours on it. Now, this tractor, did I buy this used or did I buy this new? I don't remember off the top of my head, but now I'm curious. And yeah, 32.6 hours. Like, that's a lot. And really, I mean, you kind of put it all in totality, I've got quite a bit of hours going in this whole series. You figure each of the episodes that I do are roughly an hour long. I try to make them, less than an hour, simply because of uh, size restraints for YouTube and their uploading and things like that. Because I think the upload limit is like 15 gigs per upload, which is also part of the reason why I started doing live streaming, is because I was considering doing more episodics where it was more like this, where we were going to have more working in the episode and less story. But then it kind of dawned on me that really wouldn't work out too well in an episode kind of thing. It would get rather boring and mundane, I think. So that's kind of the whole point of the episodes, is to make it more story driven and more, about the progress, and to where this is more kind of the relax, kick back and hang out, kind of area. So yeah, see, this tractor is struggling. I can only imagine how this is going to handle the next field over there. I think that when I complete these 3 contracts and get everything all done, I think what I'm going to do is then turn around and take this up to the shop to where I can repair everything, get that all done and out of the way, because this is, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm starting to get performance issues, like performance loss from the tractor itself, and I gotta remedy that. There we go. See, I'm trying to think of some other maps that I've been kicking around in my head to give a try. Again, with some of the older maps, I was thinking of, like, Parambias, I think, is another map that I was thinking. Is that one's more of a South American map and is more kind of survival driven. That one would be an option. There's, and that one is also more like not only survival but kind of a start from scratch. It's not a start from scratch, because you do have a farm, you do have a field, but they're all extremely small, and everything there is extremely expensive because everything's so massive. But the only problem with that map is a lot of the things on that map are grass driven, so there's not really a whole lot to do that would be outside of it, other than when it comes time to like create a field and kind of going about it that way. Um, so I don't know. It's one of those that it's on the table, but that one's kind of like trailing the pack. Um, what else is there? Been several real good maps that dropped here recently. I was also kicking around the idea of potentially going to what was it, Carpathian Countryside. Um, I know Mr. Sealy P was doing a Let's Play on that, and a lot of other YouTubers have been doing Let's Plays on it, which is kind of why I avoided it to start. But it's one of those that it's such an amazing map that it's kind of enticing me. So I'm not 100% certain as to where I want where I want this to go, where I want to go from here. But I do have some really cool ideas about the kind of overarching story for the next one. So the map per se is less important than how I want the story to kind of progress. Um, and I think that it'll kind of play out very, very well. Um, and I'm really looking forward to it because the idea kind of came to me um, like a few weeks ago. So I wanted to like kind of I wrote it down and how I kind of foresee the series to kind of start, progress, and then kind of come draw to its conclusion kind of thing. And I think that it'll be like a lot of fun in the end. I think it'll be a real hoot. Did that what what is that tractor doing? What is my mower doing over there? Do I dare? I better. Why? Why is this a thing? So you've just been sitting there eating away at money, huh? Well, I guess I can take it down the... Isn't that a fun, thing that when that happens? That's something else I should consider doing is expanding the grass on either side of this so it gives me something else to mow. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Stop right there. Okay, let's fold that away. Let's turn that off. Lift that up. I don't even have to necessarily fold that up because I'm going right across the street. The baler, that is. I do need to fold the windrower up. I won't be able to get out the gate. So let's drop that back down. Alright, we'll make our laps around. Well, so far, it looks like I have the power to be able to just take the baler around and up the hill. So that's cool. Yeah, so this is going very nicely. I'm actually impressed that I'm handling the tractor so good. I'm getting better. I'm getting better with the wiggle bottoms. Yay! There we go. Yeah, so far so good. Alright, so we've got kind of outer perimeter done. But There's a bit over here. Let's get that. And now... Alright, perfect. Nope. Why did it do that? Oh, it's because, again, I pushed the wrong button. Lower that. There we go. Now let's see how this does going up the hill, because like I said, I have a suspicion that I'm losing speed because I'm losing power. If I'm losing power, then like I should be able to get up this hill without struggling whatsoever. I shouldn't have to change gear. I have 600 horsepower with this thing, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, so looks like I'm pulling through. That's good. That's good. Oh, hey, there's a bale there. So I did this at the beginning of the stream. I want to do it again here as we start to approach the end. I want to give a massive shout out to my Tier 2 members. Crimea River, thank you again so much for being a Tier 2. As I'd mentioned before, your contributions to the channel has helped with a upgrade to the channel. I have purchased a new mic and boom and all the subsequent equipment to be able to hopefully take the audio to the next level. So if you've been following my channel for quite some time, you'll know I started with what sounded like I was recording on a potato. Like, it was just absolute the worst kind of setup that could be imagined. And to kind of give you a little inside information, I originally started by using the Twitch app on the Xbox to then record all of my content. And I would actually use the microphone through the controller of the Xbox and then record everything through Twitch and then pull everything from Twitch and then post it to YouTube after all the edited content was done. And that would lead to such poor audio quality, such terrible stuttering and stuff that would happen. Like, the video was fine for the most part, but the audio would sit there and drop out on occasion. It would come back and it would leave dead air, and just it was just a nightmare, an absolute nightmare for a content creator. So it was one of those that when I finally was able to make a upgrade, I kind of made the best upgrade that I could at the time. Well, now, like I said, because of Crimea River and the other channel members, I have now gone out and purchased a new mic, new stand, and all the subsequent equipment to hopefully take the audio to the next level. And I'm hoping that it's, everything's going to work out fine with that. Now, the one thing that kind of worries me about it is that there is a fair bit of background noise in the room that I do my recordings in. There's nothing that I can really do at the moment to kind of eliminate that noise. Case in point, I've got a fish tank. Oh dear, Bale. Come on, Bale. Work with me here. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, Jasper's at it again. If if you are not familiar with that reference, it was from the last live stream that we did. Jasper is the farm ghost. So, yeah, Jasper the friendly farm ghost. Again, thank you, Crimea River, for that suggestion. I still get a big kick out of that one. Um, Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So thanks to Crimea River and the other channel members, I was able to go out and purchase a new microphone and all the necessary equipment. It should be showing up tomorrow, so hopefully, the next time that I record any sort of content, it'll be on a nice new microphone, and hopefully it will come through nice, loud, clear, and crystal, and without the potential background noise. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, that's what happens with the memberships, is that any kind of revenue that's brought in from that is going to be used to reinvest into the channel, to make the content better, to make the equipment better, to bring higher quality, higher not just higher quality as in, you know, audio, video and things like that, but a higher quality as in, you know, potential content, you know, down the line. So I really want to focus on bringing you know, this channel up to a level where we can really start doing some really awesome things. And yeah, that's just how I plan on moving forward. So again, thank you, Crimea River, thank you, channel members. Yeah, and if you're interested in signing up for membership, take a look. You know, it's obviously nothing's required. To, you know, certainly not required to be a channel member, but it certainly goes a long way to help out. And take a look at the perks that you get. You get things like custom emotes, you get custom badges, early access to edited content, you get shout outs for tier 2 members, you know, live here on our live streams. So yeah, it is greatly appreciated, and goes a long ways to help the channel. So thank you again so much. Let's see, let's go ahead and finish out this contract. We're making some good progress. We're on the third and final contract here. We got one more beyond this. And then we'll be good to go with the next contract over where we got the other set of equipment, the mower, all set up. Oh, it looks like I missed just a little itty tuft of grass right there. Well, the mower's on the other side of the map, so there it will stay. I'm not that concerned about it. Apologize for the noise in the background. I've got a large growler of water, and I just need to give it a shake because it's got some flavoring in it that must have settled to the bottom or something. I know, riveting content. I apologize. Listening to the sound of a water bottle. But from what I understand, that I guess there's a lot of channels now that deal with the, what is that called? The ASMR, I think is what it's called. The audio something or other. And I don't get it personally. Oh, hey, what is going on? Back up. Back up. Let's give this a push off the grass. See, there's Jasper again. It's just going at it with the... I am just clobbering these bales. Rollin', 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 there that bale is going. Rollin', 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 bale gone. Move along, get it up. I don't know. I have no idea. And there it goes on its little journey. That is the one thing I will say that I cannot stand about round bales. I mean, it makes logical sense. You know, you got a round bale, it's going to roll away if it's on its side. But then you got almost all balers where it puts them on the rolling side. Like, that's the whole reason why I absolutely love this baler, is that not only does it do a fast job at, baling, but then it also kicks it over onto the side. So you don't have to necessarily worry about the bales running away on you. And especially on a map like this where you've got so many lakes, rivers, creeks, all that stuff, where you could actually lose the bale, somewhere. Like, it's almost necessary that if you're doing round bales, and I can't tell you the number of bales that I've lost into the river, when I first started this map, it was essential to make sure that on, like, the field over there where the creek is running right alongside there, I had to specifically take into account what way I was laying out bales, because I had the round baler that was part of the lease, or the loaned set of equipment, and yeah, it I had to pay attention to where the bales would roll, kind of thing. And I know that's probably a very common thing. Hey, that's just part of the game, or that's part of real life. You got to pay attention what your bales are going to do. Yeah, fair point, but at the same time, what am I doing? There we go. So I want to take this and bring this there. Now it should. Well, I thought it was going. Oh dear. Oh, no. Oh no. I thought I was going to be real slick and be able to back this all up in here. Maybe. Because now I have a feeling they want to go this way. You know what? If I wanted to sound a little arrogant, I would be like, "Oh, look at those skills." No, that was sheer dumb luck right there. Sheer luck, pulling into that field like that, and yeah, I'll take it. It is often better to be lucky than good. I don't know. If that's not a saying, it should be. Anyways, let's get the truck. Ooh, that is dirty. Very dirty. Woo. It really zoomed in for some reason. So I don't know what had happened with this specific mod. I know there was an update recently that updated this TLX truck, but the sound sounds so different compared to what it was, and I hate it. Like, the sound that this truck now produces is such a whine that, oh, just every time that shifts and it kind of goes that kind of squeal. Like I said, it almost sounds like a blast gate on a turbo. And most likely that's exactly what it is, and that's what the modder was going for. But before, this sounded so bellowy, like it had such an awesome kind of groan and grunt to it. But now it just sounds kind of whiny. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It's not, you know, certainly not the end of the world kind of thing, but one of those that makes me wish that we had the old sound to it. Okay, let's get out of this. So we're already in operating position, so that works. At least I thought we were. What's going on? Why? Why? Why isn't this working? This is so weird. Alright, you know what? I don't get it. I don't understand why that's not working. That is... That is weird. But I also need to repair this equipment too, so I might as well just take this up to the shop real quick, repair it, and then maybe see if by repairing it, if that triggers something? Who knows? I have not had an issue, not one problem with this trailer before, but now all of a sudden it's not wanting to load. It's not wanting to load bales, like, at all. How bizarre. Let's see. Here we'll turn. Alright, well there's the tractor. Let's see. So, repair, no, repair. Here, let's see something. Let's do this. Customize. Wait a minute, did it? Okay, so I had turned off the auto load, but it's still giving me... Did it deactivate the auto load before? And what I'm seeing at as the volume is for the tipper back? Is that what's going on? Customize, auto load. Yes, yes. Alright, well, moment of truth. Let's give this a try. Hopefully this works. Now I'm kind of... I I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of freaking out. If this doesn't work, then I'll have to either get a new trailer or trade this in, or... Let's see how it goes. Let's keep our fingers crossed, because I'm, like I said, I'm kind of... Whoa, 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 oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Bob and weave, stick and move. Oh. What'd you say? As my wife is sitting here commenting on my driving. Thanks, sweetie. I love you too. You going to bed? Alright. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me just 1 second to wish my wife good night. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. My wife is getting ready to go to sleep, and I'm going to be up for a little while longer. Alright, now, what in the world? Alright, so this is a monster of a problem. Alright, you know what? We're just cutting through fields at this point, because... we've got issues. And jump. This is weird. I don't understand why this isn't working. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do is sell this and then repurchase it, maybe? That stinks. I'm going to lose out on some money, but I got to do it. I got to try. Alright, let's repaint. Sell. Bale trailer. No, that's square baler. Oh man. That's expensive. Holy smokes. Ugh. See, I got this used, so it was like half the price. Here, you know what? Let's just lease this. Because if this doesn't fix it, then I'd hate to spend 70 grand and then all of a sudden I don't have anything to show for it. Okay. Alright. Wish me luck. Let's see how this works. Make sure I'm not... Again, cut through. Now, I normally don't do this like as a habit, cutting through fields and whatnot, but now I'm just like really anxious as to how I'm going to pick up all these bales. I did all this work and now all of a sudden I've got no way of being able to get these off the field. So oh yes, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I don't know what happened. I don't know why that other trailer stopped working. It's so weird. Go. Now we'll hit field number 2. In this case, 89. Actually, you know what? No, we'll go to 88 first. Making that wide of a turn with this setup is not going to be good. Making this work. 5, 6, 7. There we go. We are full. Let's go ahead and get this over to McFadden Farms. I'm thinking one trailer load will probably complete 2 out of the 3. I don't know, that's my guess. I'm guessing that it's going to be 2 out of the 3. And again, because I need to save some time, because it's almost midnight here, and I need to start thinking about getting to bed myself. Gonna go ahead and cut through the fields here. Oh, hey, there's a barrel, wheelbarrow. Okay, so far... Alright, well, what did that get me up to? 1 trailer load. Like I said, 2 contracts and most of the third. Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. Oh, there's one. Oh dear. Oh dear. There we go. Whew. Oh my goodness. There we go. Alright, let's go get the rest of those bales. You figure that got me 70% of the way through the third contract plus completed on the other 2 in 1 trailer load. There's still quite a few bales left on the 1 field that I would left off on, and the entire field on the field of its opposite. So yeah, there's gonna be quite a bit left over. Quite a bit indeed. I'm gonna... Yeah, see, look at all those bales in that field there. And let's see what we got over here. So, yeah, fair bit. I mean, certainly not, you know, overwhelming, the number of bales here, but the bales that are here will probably finish off the final contract and then still leave me with a bunch of overage. I'm guessing that all the bales from the next field will be purely mine. There we go. Alright, let's head over to the other field and pick those up. This one's going to be difficult. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Almost got a little too excited there. Almost took my truck in for a bath. It needs one, but not that badly. getting there. It's probably going to require at least one more trip. Yeah, see. One more. There we go. Alright. So yeah, we're basically going to have the whole field as our overage. So that's going to work out very nicely because the amount of money I had to spend on this trailer was about $3 grand, I think is what it said, to lease it. So now I'm going to have to figure out a way to be able to bring this trailer back. Ooh, that's... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. See, now I'm trying to go too fast. And it's not going to work out to my benefit if I... let's go around. Oh dear. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. So it is certainly not the most conventional way to sell off bales, but it works. And now let's go and get the rest of those bales and complete the contracts. Oops, let's drop that down. Alright. One more trip and this will be good to go. Be able to collect on the contracts. The contracts aren't going to be that bad of a price either. Those are actually going to be really nice. So I think each one of them, with the exception of one, is over 10 grand each. Alright, I'm going to try it. Oh, I'm going to try. Oh, click through the sign just a little bit. Hey, I made it. Let's see. Operating. Alright, let's pick up these last remaining bales. Whoa there, big boy. Jeepers creepers. And you know what? Now that I've collected on, or delivered to the contracts, all 3 contracts are complete, I might just take the rest of these over to the animal dealer rather than fighting with McFadden Farm. That might not be a bad idea. And there we go. So 15 more bales. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Alright, yeah, I'm going to head to the animal dealer for this next one. And although I certainly didn't make as much as I was hoping to because I had to lease out that equipment, I think I'll have more than enough to be able to continue on with the episodes and make the next leg in the journey. There we go. Head to that, where the pink wrapper is, all the way in the corner over there. Oh dear, oh dear. Stop, 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 stop. Why? Okay. There we go. And now, boop, boop, boop. Yes. 200K. I'll take that. I will take that definitely. Alright, now we'll drive through here. Get this all staged over here. There we go. And I think this will be a good place to leave it. We've got 3 contracts completed, made almost $100,000 on those 3 contracts. That's not too shabby, not too shabby at all. Let's go ahead and repair, repair, repair. And there we go. Everything's fixed. Good to go. So yeah, I think, like I said, I think this will be a good place to leave it. And depending on what happens tomorrow with maps and updates and all that stuff, be quite likely another episode. What is it? Episode 27? Now I can't remember what episode we were left off on the series, but it would be the next episode regardless of what it is. But I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. I hope everybody has a fantastic night. Please do me a favor before you go, though, and hit the the like button. It does help out in the algorithms to promote the content and get it out to more and more people. And yeah, I hope everybody here has a fantastic day, night. Yeah, probably night for the majority of us. Morning if you're Ryan. Yeah, hope everyone has a good one. Take care.